The Always Smiling Faces podcast is now sponsored by Tyre Spot, the Northeast's leading tyre supplier with branches across the region. Tyre Spot don't just do tyres, they cover everything from servicing to wheel alignment. They can handle every aspect of your car's maintenance. For more information, visit tyrespot.co.uk. Enjoy the episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Always Smiling Faces podcast on the Gallagher Shots YouTube channel. And we are back. There's three of us tonight. Mark and Decker are on holiday.
Together.
Not with each other. No. I guess Mark's in Turkey.
I was getting his head on
Dr. Sinnick's taking over. And Decker is somewhere. I don't know where Decker is. Spain, maybe. He was in Hull last week. He's in Spain this week.
You should go somewhere quite expensive or long distance. He likes his trip to America, doesn't he?
He likes a golf course. He's a big golfer.
He likes a sports-themed holiday. Wrestling, American football, baseball.
Loves a stadium tour.
He done Canada, wasn't it? Last year or the year before, he done like something for one of his mates' 40th.
No, he did. It was Canada. He did a big thing where he went around Atlanta. And
he was there for a few weeks, wasn't he?
He must have done quite a bit there. He definitely went to Atlanta because he came back buzzing about that.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes,
but a distance from Canada, so I don't know if that was a different trip, maybe. Or
maybe he went to Canada for a wedding.
Possibly. I can't remember Canada.
Yeah, maybe that was like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, Dan's here. Hi, Dan.
Hello, everyone.
Dan's here just to have a chat about Alexander Isak, and this is probably what we're going to do for the rest of this. And I'm kind of sick of talking about him, but already, and I think we're going to have to start there as well, Bestie, because I think over the last few weeks, we've always said, right, we don't know what the ins and outs are. We don't know what the truth is. And we still don't to a certain extent. But Eddie Howe's comments yesterday weren't great.
Well, I mean, it depends what you mean by weren't great, really. It's not often that you'll get Howe coming out and kind of even implying that there's been any kind of bad behaviour or a disciplinary issue. He's very kind of straight back, is Eddie? So to say what he said, I mean, was something along the lines of, if you don't come and play with you're training the reserves.
Basically saying you have to earn that. You got to earn the respect.
Isn't rewarded by training with the first team.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, extremely heavily implied, isn't it? Without putting, without jump, it's not too massive a conclusion to jump to. Not a massive reach of work out he was talking about there. So I mean that is unusual for Howe. I wonder, and because it's that time of year, and all anyone's talking about is transfers, and I am sick of the back teeth of it all. Like, and now I'm going to contribute to the next hour or so doing exactly the same thing, just filling that space. I wonder if he said that because he thinks something's happening, because it's such an unusual thing for Howe to do. If he's saying that on the understanding that, well, we're going to have two blokes in, we're going to be getting rid of them soon anyway, it might not be the case. I might be totally wrong with that, but it's just a thought I'd had.
I think he's just had loads of time to settle. He's let all the fans go mental. He's let us write Isak's a rat on the training ground wall and all that sort of stuff. He's let us have the emotional outburst. I definitely think he'd have been raging for a couple of days, raging on that plane. Imagine, he doesn't get on, and then you've got to sit on a 14-hour flight to Singapore, and you're just absolutely seething and
stewing.
Hi, would you like a gin and tonic, sir? And he's like, piss off. I think he's had a lot of time to think about what he wants to say, and it sounded really, really clinical. The way that he said it. It's come from a place where he's thought about this a lot. He knows exactly what he's saying. It's measured, and it sets a standard to the rest of the players, a standard and expectation for Isak, before he's even got to speak to him.
Yeah.
Without being an emotional mess of a. Can you imagine if this was Jose Mourinho? He would have been with a pitchfork with the fans in the streets. He would have started a riot. Whereas it's nice to have a manager that's just calculated, isn't he? He's clinical. I think it was very, very purposeful. He's someone that's very emotionally intelligent, Eddie Howe. Probably one of his biggest strengths. And for him to just keep calm and let everyone else get it all out of their systems a little bit. As you said, you're a bit apathetic towards it now yourself. You're like, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
like that. It's all sort of let everyone else gather it and then come out with his official statement, which just I thought was amazing, to be honest. I thought it was exactly what was needed. It's exactly what I want from my manager. No emotions, not kicking off, but firm, very, very fair, and just a bit like father son, wasn't it? A bit like, you're doing this, I don't care. You've behaved poorly. And that's it.
I think you made a good point about kind of setting a standard of expectations as well, because you could see it happening. You've made a point, Chris, about
last week. I said that it's really worrying that I thought Newcastle were kind of looking a little bit weak up until that point with the Isak situation, and I went, the rest of the lads' agents will be rubbing their hands together. This thing which is happening behind the scenes with Isak, thinking, well, if it was so easy for Isak to get his move, like Tonali's agent could be like, well, we just do exactly the same next season.
That's Tonali I had in mind. Not because I've heard anything that suggests, but because he's the kind of he's the next world class, probably you could argue better than Isak, like, but that's a different podcast, I suppose. But just putting, and it is a show of strength, and I think trying to buy players before we sell them shows that we don't need the money for them straight away.
Yeah.
So well prepared, right? You'll play with the reserves. You'll maybe miss first few games of the season to get your head in order. I think my kind of instinct is that he probably will end up staying for the season, and probably have a pretty good season as well.
Hopefully.
I think that's probably the best case scenario.
Time's our friend. We don't need to sell for PSR anymore. The books were clear. Everything's fine. We obviously don't have a mental wage bill, which is probably the cause of all this. I mean, it is a bit shan that he's only on 20 grand a year more than Matty Target.
True.
That's unbelievable. But yeah, because of that, it allows us to take stock and make a move from a position of power, in my opinion. I mean, I think I put it in the group chat. It's a little bit dreamlike and also arguably too sensible. But I'd be reaching out to teams like Barcelona and saying, he's obviously not happy. We don't want to really sell to Liverpool. Can you do something next summer? Yeah. Lewandowski's going to be leaving. He's 37, 38, Lewandowski now. Saudi, I think, are sniffing for him. He's their next big buy, bit like Benzema. Can you put a package together? Even 120 million. We'll take the 30 million loss, so he's not going to Liverpool.
Yeah.
And then,
which I think most fans would accept.
Yeah, 100%. I think he looked great in a Barcelona top, to be honest. Go play with Yamal and Pedri and all these lot. Go win your trophies. Go make a ton of money. Go live back in Spain where you clearly want to be.
You like that.
Exactly. Go do all that. We don't sell now. We'll get you for another season. And I'd up his contract and say, look, money a week, whatever, but I'll give you an extra 20 grand for every goal from open play you score, just to keep him, make sure he wants to get off the bus at Arsenal next time.
Yeah.
Make sure he hasn't got a niggle next time.
Well, this is what worries me. We're now, 2 weeks before the start of the season? We've done all the preseason without a recognised striker there. We've got the Cellar Cup coming up at the weekend. Friday starts, is it?
Friday and Saturday, yeah.
So you've got that coming up this weekend. Once again, Isak hasn't trained with the lads. We're kind of be going into that as well with no striker whatsoever. And so let's say Isak is integrated back into that first team. It looks like Eddie Howe's got no plans to doing that in the next handful of days. I know the lads are off for the next 2 days or so. How does he fix that, Dan?
There's a question. I wouldn't be on this podcast if I had that sort of mentality, be working for the club. I think for me, I suppose, first of all, what he's got to do is he's got to apologise for his behaviour. I don't care that he wants to go. I do care, obviously. I care a lot. I don't want him to go anywhere. At the same time, if you want to leave, every person has a right to say, I want to leave. But you've also got the right to respect the contract you signed, respect the club that's paying you wages, respect the fans that cheer you, despite the fact that they've now got to pay 58 quid for the cheapest seat to watch you play against the club you want to play for. And respect your teammates who feed you the ball every game, who do the doggies for you, who have made you a better player, and respect the coach that has turned you.
Jacob Murphy.
Exactly, 100%.
To
be fair, he is the one that gave him. He should kiss Jacob Murphy's feet as part of the apology.
I honestly think that if Jacob Murphy was left-footed, inverted winger like Gordon,
wouldn't get as many.
He doesn't score as many goals.
No, absolutely not.
As many, probably not.
So I think the first thing is to acknowledge the fact that, look, it's okay if you want to leave, but the way that you behaved isn't good enough. And if you want to apologise to the fans, that's going to help them massively. But ultimately on the pitch, he's got to apologise to the teammates that he let down by not going to Singapore and South Korea, even if he's a bit injured, like long haul flights in massive planes like Airbus A380s, the massive, you're not getting as much swelling or anything like that that people kick off about with injuries. You can buy a first class bed, lie down on it. It's absolutely, it's probably more comfortable than his own bed. And you can still do all the press stuff. He can still train out there. He could still be included. He could have done all of that, but he's let that lot down. He's making their lives more difficult. He's jeopardizing their season when they're putting on all the graphs. So I think the first step for anyone in that situation is to apologize and have them sincerely accept it.
So the meeting that he's going to be having with the likes of Eddie Howe, Bestie, is going to be frosty at best.
I would imagine so, yeah.
If I was him, I'm more worried. I know players are quite loyal with each other to a certain extent. I'm more worried about Dan Burn.
Tyndall for me.
Why?
I imagine Tyndall being quite shirty. Wait, I've seen it. You know, we've all seen it. Out of all the dressing room leaders, such as I think Dan Burns, say Big Joe, would be the ones that kind of out for like I'm at target again. But what with regards to what Howe does for the weekend, and I suppose going into Villa and Liverpool first couple of games of the season, he's looked at a Sula up front for the first 3 games of pre-season. Went with Gordon yesterday. I thought Gordon played quite well yesterday, but you can see he's not a clinical. Yeah. You know, he's not a fox in the box, is he?
Good decision not giving it to Bruno and getting it White to Barnes, though, which was nice. Although Bruno wasn't overly happy with it by the looks of it. But decision-making was all right. He's not a natural finisher.
He caused loads of bother. He caused him loads of bother. He's running. I thought he did. It's weird with Gordon, because I remember this time last year, he was a conversation, wasn't he? Because Liverpool, again, he's had his head turned and stuff, and he started the season a bit slowly. And there was a talk of, is his head really in it? This pre-season, even the Singapore Select 11, whatever they're called. K-League 11, was it?
K-League one, yeah.
Singapore before that. The K-League thing, it was rubbish. But he was chasing everything down. He looks interested. He looks like he's got a bit of fire in there with Gordon,
He did an interview that said football had become a chore for him.
It wasn't exclusive with Craig Hope, it was, wasn't
it? I've seen that referred to, but I've not actually seen it.
I've not read it in full. Yeah. But he basically says, from what I've saw from the quotes, is that he's kind of fell out of love with football, and then it seemed like more of a chore. All the last season,
and hopefully, like I definitely think the England thing would have had something to do with that.
Oh, undoubtedly.
So hopefully, without that distraction, obviously you've got a new one. You can come back and you can be he wasn't awful last year by any stretch. He was just okay, wasn't he?
It was. I mean, the numbers he put up, and even though he was playing, I thought he was. In the old days, that's a really good season for him. Just the kind of the context change. World Cup year as well, and obviously he's playing for his part in that squad. So
exactly, definitely. So hopefully he can be more motivated this time round. I think I think we'll have a striker in before the end of the season. I'll have Wissa.
I hope so. Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on it now? Then I'll start with you, Dan. What's our striking lineup gonna be?
Our striking lineup. I genuinely think come the first game of the season, it's going to be, I think it'll be Barnes, Gordon in either Murphy or Elanga. Probably Elanga.
So for the rest of the season?
But for the rest of the season, I think we'll get 2 in. And I think it'll be Wissa and Sesko, personally. I think we'll get them 2 in. I think we'll get Wissa. I reckon we'll have Wissa done by coming weekend, personally.
I'm in agreement. I think those will be the 2 that will come in. I can't see Isak staying. I can't see it.
I can see us having 3 strikers and him just being like a bit like the old Hernan Crespo out the camp spitting in type thing. Just look at what will happen to you if you. I think they'll make an example of him, and it's not to say for the whole season because he's worth too much money. But I can see for a month or 2 him having to do doggies just to get back in that squad to realize, how privileged he is.
Yeah, that's probably for me the best case scenario would be to have, because if it's Sesko, he's replacing me, which has more short term. But I'd have all 3. Like,
of course you would have all 3, but it's not happening, man. But
no, and then Isak just goes next. Yeah.
I just can't see it.
I think the Asula isn't good enough to play up front yet. I think he looks quite canny when he's coming in off on wide areas and stuff.
Yeah, that's where he's strongest, I think.
His best games have been off the right wing. He's not a good enough striker yet. I think he's got the raw materials. Like physically, he's very, very good.
Yeah.
but he's got a lot to learn.
He can strike a ball.
He can hit a ball.
Really hit a ball. But yeah, I agree with that. You see him kind of running straight at defenders quite often.
Yeah.
He's got a bit. I was hoping that this
that
preseason be really,
yeah.
Because he's only 23 now, 22, 23. So it's not as if he's like a young.
He's older than Sesko, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's not like he's an 19-year-old kind of rough diamond. Like he's going to have to start doing it soon.
Champions League football, Premier League football, FA Cup, League Cup. How will want to go for? I know it sounds ridiculous, and all of us probably think we probably won't get a trophy this season, whatever. But how will go? I can do a quadruple. That's just the type of maniac that he is. And rightly so. I want that kind of manager that says, I want every trophy. He can't do that with just two strikers. I think you'll want three. I think you'll want an option for every competition and someone else off the bench. I think you'll appreciate people are going to go through bad runs of form. There's going to be injuries. Isak gets injured. Like, if you get Wissa and Isak, and that's it. Isak's groin will go at some point, or his hammy will go at some point, or his thigh will go at some point. Something's going to go on at some point.
Taking time, I've heard that thigh.
So, like...
Was he getting treatment for it today, did I see?
Aye.
Apparently, he was at that training ground for 3 hours.
But none of us were there to confirm that, guys. So let's not
Jacob
steal anyone's thunder.
Man, so.
Let's not steal anyone's thunder.
Ben with the scoop there. Top sleuth in that.
Some head lost that, man.
It's just like... in an ideal world, yes, you would love all three for that option. I just think if Liverpool stop being silly buggers and come in with a better offer, I think the club will think, right, we can just reinvest that straight away, and it makes the rest of the transfer window a hell of a lot easier.
I don't disagree with that, but I can't see someone putting a bid in for him. Especially the more strikers we get in, actually, it's like even more. Now we've done the business now. We've got the book sorted. We don't need to sell to you.
Yeah. I would love it, right? If the club just put the foot down and went, oh, fuck him. Like, absolutely fuck him.
I think a fairly clever thing to do would be to sell him. If we had to sell him to Liverpool, I couldn't sell him to anyone else. Sell him in the last day of the January window, because I think we're playing Liverpool on like the 1st of February or something. Like, he's not getting integrated and put straight in that team. And then he misses both the games against us. Still get a decent amount of money. I wouldn't mind. I'd mind less doing that. But I suppose even if we sold him last year this season, just so that he can't play against us, is a bit of a favour, isn't it?
I think that the transfer rumours that we're hearing now with I'm just going to say 1680 when I go Sesko.
I think you're out.
Sesko's fine.
You're anglicised.
I think Sesko will go with. I think we've heard for a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks now, Bestie, that it's going to be between Newcastle and Man United now. And we heard at the very start that he was more swaying towards the Manchester side of that, but we know that'll probably be down to money.
Oh, well, I mean, a bit of both. James and Bremo and Man United are still Man U, aren't they? I've been saying
they are, but
even though they're shite now, it's still Man U.
The extra 50 grand a week is going to help.
Yeah.
But then I think as this goes on, it looks like Man U just can't find the money to pay for that deal, and it looks like
Garnacho going to Chelsea, isn't it? Today, I saw.
Well, before we start recording,
they needed the winger, to be fair, Chelsea.
Before we went live tonight, apparently Newcastle had gave 48 hours for him to make his mind up.
It's a big
take that with a pinch
It's an important 48 hours coming. Nearly as important as the last 48 hours, but the 48 hours preceding that. It's a
48 hours,
really arbitrary deadline. Yeah,
I know it is, isn't it? It's not like, should we not give it like 10 o'clock and that might be, I don't know, 51 hours. But no,
it's got to be 48. It's got to be
it's actually got until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Like Bruno's release
on Wednesday.
As soon as the one show as well. As soon as the one show starts, that's it. That's a deadline.
Wait, how do you think it'll pan out, Bessie? Will he be a Newcastle player?
Sesko. God, I really hope so. Don't know. It kind of feels like he's hanging on to Man United a little bit. I haven't said that. It's the structure of the deal, isn't it? Which is apparently the sticking point at the moment.
There's rumours of the sell-on fee, wasn't there? That we couldn't agree on.
But the way things seem to work these days is that personal terms tend to be looked at prior to an official offer going in.
Which is mad.
Wait, I don't know how that's not tapping up. There must be
I think you've got to have permission from the club.
Yeah.
That must be a case of, before we make an offer, can we speak to the player to make sure that we could actually get something done? Otherwise, it's all a waste of time.
Because obviously the big Morgan Gibbs-White thing with
I think it's probably been driven by agents. Like a long time ago, when it was just, I mean, when you talk about it, you'd go, I remember, I think it was Robbie Fowler went from Liverpool to Leeds, massive deal. I'm sure it was £9 million. People were like, whoa, £9 million. And it's like, how much is Robbie Fowler getting a week? And how much is his agent getting? And it's like, it's next to nought. Now you're doing, maybe 75 million quid for a player, but then the agent's probably going to get 15. And then when you look at the structure of the deal over 5 years, that's probably more than 100 million. Like the agent fees and the wages, and then the appearance fees, the goal bonuses, all this stuff is almost as much, if not more, than the transfer fee. So for PSR stuff, transfer fees don't mean as much as people think. It's all of the wage stuff. So I think football's they've now just got these like sort of agreements where, look, I need to do this, so we let you do this, and everyone just sort of lets everyone do it. The Isak thing, I do think is different because Newcastle would never want to sell him unless you're going to offer 150 million.
Yeah.
So that feels a little bit snaky, and I do think there'll definitely be somewhere clubs aren't given permission. It would be good for things to be looked at, or like you've got to put in a verbal request to speak to a player, and it's got to be signed off. Something like that.
Yeah.
It'd be. I just think transparency would be nice in football.
I think there's always going to be a way around it, though. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of.
It's going to be
far more corrupt stuff than that in football. Anyway,
it's a very murky business, mind, isn't it? Altogether, like it. Yeah, you can see why people would fall out of love with it, or it may become a chore with all the stuff that you get. I mean, it goes back years and years and years. I remember, that was a big one. But I mean, when we were kids, I was a kid. I was younger again. There was his brother would do his was his agent, I think. But then it was all a talk of his kind of entourage and all that, and that was kind of to my mind, that was the start of. It probably wasn't the start, but it was the first time I became aware of it. And that's like 20 years ago now, more. So there's a lot to it now. I think there's a bit of a misconception because so many people play Football Manager and FIFA that you put a bid in, you offer a contract, and that's that.
I saw something online a couple of days ago, and I may be completely wild the mark out, but Isak's agent hasn't really got any big players on his books. I think Isak is the elite player, and I think if that is true, it kind of speaks volume if he's been in Isak's being like, this is what you should do, this is what we'll do next.
Definitely
might come bite him on the horse.
Well, we had the Anthony Elanga situation, didn't he, where that agent's holding up and apparently he's threatening to get a new agent, basically.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely think, but that's what I want from a player. I say, no, this is a good move for me. This is okay for me. Like, I want what's good for me. The Sesko's agent's stupid. His actions don't marry up with what he wants. He wants obviously lots of money for Sesko. The idea is if you're paying 75 million, 80 million quid for a player, you're expecting it to be a bit of a slam dunk, don't you? No questions asked. But what we can do as a project is actually improve Sesko. He can be here for 3 years and then do in Isak where he goes and gets his £150 million, 300 grand a week, and you're going to get absolutely loads of that money. But at the minute, the agent's dropped his pants a little bit to go, Man United will not improve him. They will not make him better, but they'll offer him a long contract with loads of money that when he inevitably fails there, he'll still be there in 5 years doing a Fred. These types of players where they can just earn all the money, they can't sell him, because it's almost like he's got no faith in the fact that he can take a stepping stone, go in the right direction, become a brilliant player, and earn loads of money long term. So that's a bit disappointing.
I think that's probably the thing to think about, Bessie. It's been something which has been highlighted recently, like Newcastle as a destination over Man United, and then as in if you look at the coaching team, the likes of Eddie Howe, we've seen by nearly every single player, probably every player has improved on Eddie Howe. When if you go to Man United, it's kind of a graveyard. People
can't think of the last player that went there.
Just ruined careers.
Bruno Fernandes is probably and he was already brilliant, but he hadn't done it in the Premier League.
But obviously, money is what players go for these days, and it doesn't really make a difference. And Newcastle have got that pull of Champions League football as well, which obviously Man United don't. But does it? If you look at when we brought in the likes of Bruno, Tonali, Isak, we could sell a project to them. Does that worry you now?
Not really.
Do you think that project is still there, or is it because over the last, well, probably this transfer window, probably the last, you're looking at that and thinking, there's been no major improvements there?
I don't know. I don't buy the whole project thing really is a kind of selling point, and why that would be. Surely, if it's Bruno Guimaraes 3.5 years ago when they're bottom of the league, it's easier to sell him a Champions League place.
Yeah,
and cup runs, whatever. We've got what the season we had last year. You can look at the pictures of the video of the League Cup win, playing the Champions League, the 4-1 against PSG. I'll still go back to Joe Linton's goal against Milan because it was lush. Like, surely a player seeing that, saying, right, that's what they are doing now. If I join them, that's what I'll be doing next year, the year after. It's easier than selling somebody. Oh, by the way, we're 18th, we're beneath Burnley. But if we get you in, we get him. In 3 or 4 years' time, you might be. I just don't think, to me, it makes no sense to me that a project from that position would be easier to sell to a player than what we are now. I think it's more. I might not be a coincidence that Steve and Caducci were at the club then.
Do you not think it's because
we're spending beyond my means a bit as well?
Now we've kind of got evidence as to what's happening, and I think we've kind of stalled a little bit, and we've hit a couple of hurdles.
I wouldn't argue. I think off the pitch, definitely. I mean, we're coming off the back of probably overall our best season in my lifetime, and I think well beyond that, for generations, probably since the war. Wait, a couple wins in the 50s would maybe trump it, but I know the fifth place finishes, and we'll finish higher than that a few times, but to win the cup as well and still qualify for the Champions League on top of that. I think on the pitch, you could argue being a bit lucky. At times we had that really good run between December and February, March, was it, when we won the cup. The start and end of the seasons were a little bit underwhelming. But I don't know. I just think that off the pitch it doesn't look great. The Mitchell kind of coming and going as quickly as he did. Eels still don't have a replacement with Darren Eels yet. I thought that would be done quicker than has been done.
So I mentioned this last week about Eels not being anywhere near the club.
All right, yeah.
We've not heard anything from him.
Have you?
Did you notice who was on the pitch before the Spurs game? So Daniel Levy was there, pitch side.
Yeah.
You know who Newcastle's representative was?
Was it Jay Given?
Silverstone.
All right.
But normally you would expect he's commercial.
Yeah.
You'd think that would be Eels. You would expect, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't know if he's not well enough to travel.
Yeah,
honestly, I think from what we're led to believe, he's just not there. It's just been a back door, just gone.
Is he not just getting chemo?
I thought he was gone.
Yeah.
I thought
I was under the impression that he's gone.
I hadn't heard anything. I mean, like you mentioned last week, Chris, but maybe. But the club haven't said anything.
Nah.
Was this fella from Forest and one from Real Madrid that were apparently?
Yeah, the guy from Real Madrid's in. I think that was like. I don't know. I think that might have been internally confirmed. I don't know if to push that out or not.
Yeah. Might have to chop that bit.
You said it.
Shit.
That's all I'm looking for. That I couldn't find.
Yeah, apparently there's comments in saying he's already gone.
He has gone,
but I think there's been no official communication from the club.
Yeah.
Unless I've completely missed that.
Given the circumstances, you'd think that there would be as well, or given that he's not very well, and that it would be a chance for people to kind of even just set on Instagram, people say good luck, Darren, all that, like thanks very much and whatnot, because he's delivered basically. I know Mitchell wasn't exactly doesn't appear to have been a triumph. I still think a little bit of the Mitchell stuff's he's a convenient scapegoat. Now he's not here anymore, to be honest with you. But yeah, off the pitch, I think we'll have it stalled a little bit, and there's been talk that Al Remain's very upset with how the summer's gone, and that there'll be a bit of some heads getting knocked together.
We're gonna say something else there.
Yeah,
Breathe it back in. I mean, I think it's apples and oranges, though. You look at the caliber of player that we're trying to sign now versus then. We are trying to get a different class of player. I appreciate Bruno's class, but he was playing for Lyon in a holding midfield role in a league that traditionally does not pay very well unless you're playing for PSG. It played Champions League, but it was a dream to play in the Premier League. But he also was had a bit of raw talent, but he wasn't that fit, and he wasn't their best player out like that. You look at Trippier wanted to come back home, and wanted to come back to the Prem, and he knew how personally. You get in players, loads of people slated Anthony Gordon before we signed him because he wasn't playing very well under Frank Lampard and stuff like that. We tried to we're a bit predatorial with players. Like, we've got no plan here, but we're opportunistic. So we're going to go and get you. But the types of player, Tonali is the one that you go, oof, he's a different class for where we've signed him anyway. But AC Milan needed the money. They were desperate for the money, and they definitely knew he was getting banned for betting. Like, of course they knew. So again, a little bit of something different there. Now we're trying to get, even if you look at Wissa, second highest non-penalty goals in the league at 19, which is ridiculous. And if you got Mbumo's goals, you're looking at 25, 26, like from the penalty spot, 25, 26. What would that be worth? You're looking at one of England's 2 strikers who's historically done well. You're looking at the next big upcoming thing, and Sesko's been around for like 4 years. Since he was at Salzburg, people have known he's a bit of a wonder kid. You're going for Ekitike, who's played for PSG twice, I think, who is, again, I mean, Liverpool have spent however much money on him. Ridiculous. You are going for a higher caliber of player, and you are up against big boys for it. And at the minute, we do not have the money to compete. I don't think it's a project thing. I think agents are greedy and players' careers are short, and they're doing in, and they just want that extra cash. I think that ultimately is one of the major reasons why we got Alanga, because no one else was really in for him. Yeah. No one else really needed him on the right wing. So, why are we the only ones in for Wissa as a question? But you look at the other teams, and actually they've all got a bunch of strikers, and also just got Gyökeres and all that sort of stuff. So I think it's just the caliber of player that we want costs more money, and we don't have that money.
And we're in this fishing the same ponds as Man United, as Chelsea, the traditional big six. Heisen as well went to Real Madrid. We're interested in him at the start of the summer. So yeah, we are. Newcastle, for all that's the most important thing to us. We're not that, Brian Mbeumo, Brentford, isn't. He's going to go to Man U every time. And to use a project argument, maybe he was sold a project there.
You're shopping in marketplaces where players are already paid an all right amount of money.
Yeah.
When we bought Tonali, even though he's a Scudetto winner and our best player, he's like quadrupled his wages with us, and he's still not in the top 2 or 3. But I don't think. I think Bruno's the highest paid player.
It feels mad seeing players from AC Milan come into the Premier League, but not going to as a kid, Milan were like the team that everyone wanted to go to.
So you've got Serie A to shop in. Who knows? Could be bringing in a centre back from Serie A very shortly, and then you've got France.
Yeah,
like they're probably the places where you kind of need to shop in terms of get you a bit of cash, and we're probably going to maybe France double your wages. Italy probably could quadruple your wages unless you're at Juve or something.
Even Juve,
like they've got the old money, haven't they? Yeah. Like. Because they won like 12 leagues in a row or something. Champions League finals. They got because they were consistently getting the final of Champions League, semi-finals, quarter-finals. They got Champions League money, but they were the only one really. Napoli's got an okay amount of money.
Yeah, again, Champions League.
But Milan were out of it for so long. They're a bit like us, really. Yeah. Like hadn't been in it for so long. They're a bit knackered financially, and then chasing the tails. I don't think they had a great season last year. And they've just lost Reinders now to Man City.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go through some questions. We've had a couple. If anybody else got any questions, send them our way. There's one just came in not so long ago, and it's about a centre back. Guess who it is?
Dan Burn.
No, a centre back that we are linked with.
Malik Chow.
No.
Scalvini?
No.
Van Heck?
No.
Gehi?
Yes. It's back on, lads.
40 million.
Transfer rumours have started again. 40 million. Apparently, it's going to cost. Or we're going to go back in for him, Bestie. It's very quiet, not just from our side, but from his side, moving anywhere.
Well, I've only got 1 year left, haven't they? Because that was a big thing last summer. I was like, 2 years left. And we're saving 30 million from what we would have paid last year, and he scored for twice last season. So
he's like our 19th top goal scorer or something.
Something like that, he is. I would take him. I would go in for him definitely. We need pace at the back. We needed pace at the back 2 seasons ago, and they're all a couple of years older now.
And the thing happened which we were fearing as well, Bestie, with Botman.
Although it wasn't as bad as
it's not as bad as expected, the injury, but it's another injury.
No, it's just I love Sven as well. But how many times has it got to happen before you kind of write him off?
I agree. I love Sven Botman. I think he's a brilliant player. But you do need. It's not like it used to be. It's like see how it goes.
Yeah.
But he did it again, and it was worse. He played through it, and now everything's overcompensating for his knee, and his groin's going, his ankle will go. So he's knackered.
I think he's
We should go to Real Sociedad. Apparently, they have
great training facilities, world class. I'd try and not. I know I've joked about Chow, whatever. Not for Chow, but I'd try and offload him to a Serie A club in a deal to swap one of their centre backs, like a Scalvini or appreciate he's done his knee, but he looks like he's recovered all right.
Well, Milan were interested with him. I'm sure we were in with Milan when we were getting from
Botman, Lille.
I'm sure it was us in Milan that were in for him at the time.
So like,
yeah,
if you can swap and then maybe give them a bit of money for even a better centre back, because I think Serie A probably suit them.
Do you think we're calling it too early though? Or Botman? Do you think another season?
How old is he? 26 or something now? 25, 26?
He'd be mid-20s. How long? He signed 3 summers ago.
So, I think so.
In the last 8
He's not got a lot of appearances. And again, I don't want to like. I really like him, like as a player, his class. It's just,
I love him, yeah.
It's just we've got to learn from Michael Owen and Kieran Dyers, man.
Yeah.
Like we've had enough of this over the years. Just say thank you and get him a good deal elsewhere.
And if the Isak thing shows anything, it's like you can't get too attached to them emotionally.
Yeah.
You've got to because it's easy to. We had like good years. You know, Decker's like with St. Maximin and all that. Weirdly, Mark is with Matt Ritchie as well. But you can't like
scored that pen against City. I'll forever love him.
There was I think I mentioned last week. I was reading a thing where Bruno's only meant to have 2 seasons. The plan was to get him in, get him a couple of seasons, and shift him on.
He was a one hell PSR, wasn't he?
Yeah. So, I mean, with Botman 3 seasons, he's not really played. I love Botman as well, and I would like nothing more than to come back, be fit again, and play 38 games a season. And
unreal, yeah.
But I just realistically, I don't think it's going to happen. So
I'd take him if you get 30 games and all competitions out of him, and Dan Burn play the other 30. You take that all day, but like it's not.
He's another one. I love Dan Burn, but he's 34 this season.
His time's going to have to come at some point.
Yeah, I mean, pace was never his thing, so he's not going to. He hasn't got.
He's got now to lose.
Yeah,
and he's a good footballer. His time in the attack was really good.
A couple of times in pre-season.
That was. We were so open against Celtic. Just a mistake. Not just against Celtic, the Arsenal game as well.
The Tottenham game, the K-League game. Every game that we played with being miles.
Pace absolutely buggered with yesterday.
Do you know what it is? Well, I think from what we're seeing from pre-season, I was quite worried, and it's pre-season at the end of the day. There's not too much to worry about, but
played better yesterday, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the performance I had seen, I was thinking, this isn't great. But the one yesterday was a hell of a lot better. It wasn't great, but it was a hell of a lot better in regards to performances.
Yeah, it was. I think it's the cliche of getting minutes in and all that, isn't it? And kind of the upheaval that they've had as well, the injuries they've had. Obviously, Willock's knackered again.
We need a centre mid.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about learning from players with injury records.
Yeah, he's another one. I love Willock. Like I absolutely love Willock. He's one of my favourite players, but he's done. That's him.
I don't think he really fits. The way we play as well, he's not he's like,
he's a canny little. I thought he was a canny little plan B, and he used to be the one that would actually try things in the final third. That season where we finished 4th the first time, outside of Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice, I thought he was the best English midfielder.
He was brilliant.
Anywhere, I thought he was absolutely unbelievable. And his problem is, he's injured, and it takes him 4 weeks to get back up. His touch, everything.
Yeah.
He's absolutely great for a week, and then he
gone again.
Does himself and it's just, again, you kind of got to learn from them things. And I think we unfortunately need to be looking to offload him, and then we need more midfielders.
Well, this is a transfer window where we're struggling to sign players. So that's
that's the problem. Selling Willock and Botman, you wouldn't have any confidence that would replace them.
Especially when we're still, obviously, we'll let Longstaff go. We've got how many midfielders? 4, you'd say, a centre midfielders?
We've got 4, I think. We've got Miley, Joe Linton, Bruno, and Tonali.
Yeah,
for the 4 senior.
You probably want another one. And centre back as well, we just mentioned there. That's a lot of money that you still...
and the worst thing is we're going to have all these people coming back saying, well, can't you play a Fabian Shaw in midfield? And I just can't go. I just can't go.
I think 2 centre-halves.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Because of the age thing, like Lascelles is looking really... I mean, it's pre-season, so we can't read too much into it. I think Lascelles is not that nothing he's done.
If you get Gahey, he plays left and right, doesn't he?
I think left predominantly, aye.
So I think, even though he's right-footed, I think if you can get Gahey and Chow, I think our fan base would be very happy with that. We've got a line here. You get Wissa and Sesko, and then apparently West Ham want 25-30 million for Paqueta. just get the three musketeers together, get them living in the same street.
Dan, we mentioned it last week. That fee can't be correct. It can't be.
It's dirt cheap for him, and it's nothing. I'm about living in the same. You ever seen Help, the Beatles film? Where they've got 4 separate front doors, but it's just one big house.
Oh, right.
Just have that for the boys, for the midfielders.
Just massive open.
That'd be unbelievable, having them three. And Paqueta's arguably the best player of the three as well.
He's probably the most ironically.
He can play defensively quite well. He's the best number 10 out the lot, and he's probably the best number 8. He's the one that's got the most caps for Brazil, I think.
Yeah.
And the one that the Brazilians will be tearing their hair out because they fully blame us for ruining Bruno, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, like apparently he's too frenetic. Like he tries to pass too quickly. Like he doesn't play like in tandem with all the other players. So if we'll ruin Paqueta, Brazilians gonna absolutely hate it.
I'm all for it, you know.
I think we should.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's the three of them scrapping every game. It'd be class.
Yeah, be great. Let's see if there's got any more questions yet. So this one is from Tony Timebridge. Oh, there was that Carabao Cup winner, Tony Timebridge. Is that what his name is?
I've heard his name's inspired by our kit.
I thought
don't get us started.
I thought all right yesterday.
Don't get us started. In fact, I'll remind us at the end when we'll have a chat about the kit. So Tony says, how will you welcome Isak back to St. James's Park when we play Liverpool in a fortnight? That's kind of a double question, that, because are we welcoming him back as a Newcastle United player or we're welcoming him back as a Liverpool player?
Either way, with a burning effigy hanging from the strawberry.
He'll not be playing for Liverpool that night. Even if we're selling him, it'll not be before that game, or he'll not be playing. He'll not play. I'm convinced he'll not play that night.
Yeah, we'll not sell him before that game.
Nah. If he's playing for us that day, I'll be delighted.
How will the stadium sound? You know how that's going to sound.
I think it'll sound loud for the other players. Like,
yeah,
I think there's just something. I think every Toon fan will give a big one about them, and then they get a couple of jars in Liverpool. And I just think we're generally a canny bunch, and we'll be singing Tonali song all game, Bruno song all game. We'll just be singing all of the other songs. It'll just get quiet.
You know, mate.
I think you're gonna get it.
If he's wearing a Newcastle shirt, the first time he touches the ball,
gonna get booed.
I don't think he'll play. He's not going to have enough of a preseason to play for us. I don't think.
Well, let's say he comes on the field for the last 10 minutes. You know what it's going to be. You're kidding yourselves.
I hope not.
If we're losing 1-0 and he comes on.
No, but as he steps foot on the field, you know for final what it's going to be like.
I'm not convinced.
Whether it's right or wrong.
I'm not. It's wrong. It's obviously wrong, but I'm not too sure. I think a lot depends. I'd say a lot depends. I think War Flags will do the right thing. I think they'll do a good job of. I don't think it'll be with Isak, but I think it'll be a kind of display, and it'll be, to what Dan says earlier, it'll be kind of getting behind Tonali, getting behind the team, behind Eddie Howe, whatever it is. I think it'll be a big show of strength from War Flags. It generally is against Liverpool anyway. Yeah. So
for the rest of the lads, of course it will be.
Yeah.
Can you remember, like, I shouldn't laugh. It's actually very serious. But like 6 weeks ago, when there were suggestions that would all sing "You'll Never Walk Alone" for Diogo Jota, do you think that's still happening?
No.
I don't think it would ever happen anyway, to be fair.
I don't either. I
think it was just
no, it was definitely a rhetorical question. There is more chance for rocking or shitting than that happening now.
Yeah.
It's
honestly, no matter if he's wearing black and white stripes or if he's wearing red of Liverpool, it's not.
If he's wearing red of Liverpool, which I do not believe, we will not sell him before that game. I don't think you would have ever heard a louder boo in England.
It'll be when Owen came on. In that old time, I was got the £20 note. He's trying to straighten it out.
That was loud.
I think it'd be worse.
That was really loud.
Yeah, because it's not just you've done me over, but it's like heartbreak as well. It's like seeing your ex with a new lad or something.
Oh shit, giving it Man City so well, man.
Is that the one that did it for you?
I was watching it in the Murderers in Norwich because I just moved down there, and on telly one Saturday. That was the first early kickoff. Having a pint of Amy's at work, and I was like, "Oh no, there he is!" And I was like, I couldn't watch it. I was
really.
Aye.
I wish I got 110 million quid for him.
Aye.
Let's see if we've got any more. There's another one about Isak, which we've already covered. Would you keep Isak? I think we've already answered that. I think we'd all love to keep him.
Let him rot.
Without simping for him too much. I would keep him. I'd like to think he'll have a good season, but
yeah,
I think at the very, very most, he's done at the end of this season, if not this summer. He's not here the season after next.
Yeah.
I think he's gone, me. Like
I put in the group chat like about 3 months ago. I think he's going next season anyway. I thought that was just like a pretty obvious thing. That you do one more year for. We'll see what we can do in the Champions League. Then 2 years left on his contract is a good time for us to sell him, and it's a good time for him to still get a good fee contract elsewhere, and everyone would be happy. The timing of it is just mesmerically thick.
I just think Liverpool don't get in. Those rumours, like after the first bid was rejected, saying, "Oh, that's Liverpool done. They're not going to come in with a second bid." I was like, bollocks! Of course they're going to come in with a second bid.
It's got to be a bit of a jump because what was it? I mean, I've heard I've heard 110 and 120. And
it was less than the inquiry they've made, wasn't it?
Yeah, 110 the same.
Peculiar, unless they've decided. I mean, I've got no doubt that Liverpool have settled them. Like, so 100%. They've obviously put the 120 bid inquiry in, got onto Romano and said, "Right, we need to get under his skin a bit here." And then gone, "Oh, by the way, lad, there's 110."
That bid's not doing anything to quash the stereotype that Scousers are robbing bastards, is it?
Wow.
110 million?
Yeah, they're taking the piss. They're lowballed on purpose.
Yeah,
I think it was more of just to unsettle them that little bit further, to kind of cement the interest that they had in him.
But if you are Isak, you'd be fuming. You'd feel betrayed. You'd feel fuming. Like they've obviously got him and his agent have obviously spoke to Liverpool and they've like, we're putting a bid, we'll do this, we'll do everything to get you. And then they've obviously got a ticket and that worked out one way. But then for them to not back up what they've said, would you not just want to go and, I don't want to go to use now?
Yeah. I think it's quite telling that he came back this morning because that was over here a bit, is he going to be here on Monday? And sure enough, he is. He's
gone when nobody else is around, though.
Maybe there tomorrow as well, though.
No, so when are the lads back? So
it is tomorrow, isn't it?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Well, whatever it is, whatever it is. I think he's back with the intention that he's going to start training and playing football again. Like, so I don't know why else go back. Like, even today, there's no benefit in going there today if no one else is there at all. So I think that's quite telling. I think it might not be that he fully intends on staying, but I don't think he's totally kind of taken off the table either.
I'd be shitting my pants if I was him, I'd be breaking it. Going into work.
It's not like you or me going in, like, if you get job.
Like,
I think they're also all going to be aware that they can't injure 150 million worth of talent. Like, because that's just stitch themselves up at the end, don't they?
One of the things I want to mention, and I posted this video last night on Twitter, and it was the send-off that Son got yesterday, because it was his last game for Spurs in his home country.
Was his last game? Didn't mention it in the commentary.
Yeah, it was last game. Did you not hear?
It was all they did. The whole game was like player cam.
So I quite like that little moment where the rest of the players give me a little bit of hug, send him off and stuff. I put that video on the Gallagher Shots Twitter account last night, basically saying, it was a nice little moment for our lads to be involved in as well.
Yeah.
Which it was nice to watch it. The amount of shit that I got.
Really?
Oh, people are miserable,
What for?
Just saying, like, is he terminal and stuff like that, the way they're going on about it and stuff. Like, honestly, people are mental.
It was nice. The only thing I could really take issue with was you only give 2 minutes injury time at the end of the game, and it was definitely longer than that. But now it was lovely. It was a nice little moment. Like, obviously, him and Trippier played together at Spurs and stuff, so they got a bit of a cuddle and stuff like. And I mean, it was very kind of Son centric.
Yeah, like the kickoff. What was all that about?
But it's his last game. He's in Korea, so fair enough. Like,
they'd make loads of money off that because they would have sold that to high having Son's last game for Spurs, and they're all Spurs fans.
Yeah,
we've got all that to look forward to. Give it 15 years, and we're sending off our centre mid to do that stuff like that. Garen, like
when Isak eventually goes and.
I mean, he had a good game.
But in Gothenburg, did I? Mine again. Our defense was static. For a lot of it, but
just to stick on the likes of the Asia tour, Jules has said overall thoughts on it. Was it useful? Or was it money making
on the tour?
Yeah,
I guess money making. I don't think it's a coincidence that our young Korean lad got on both games.
Minutes,
yeah, definitely not a coincidence whatsoever. That's 100% a bit of a ploy. Although what I will say, it does look Ari. So it's not, we've not signed, Muto again or whoever. What
Muto was what
So I don't think it's anything like that. I think we've signed him because he's a good player and we've just timed it well and we've done well with that. In terms of like going over there to play, obviously it's money making, but it's not as bad as that Australia game or whatever it was at the end of last season.
That was the worst.
But there is, I think, merit in playing in South Korea and Singapore because of the humidity levels.
Yeah.
I think from a fitness perspective, it's probably quite a clever idea to do stuff like that.
It's a global marketing thing. At the end of the day, it's all I say it is.
But it's not a coincidence that they don't go to like Greenland to do preseason. They go somewhere hot where your preseason's going to be, right? We're going to flog you. They're going to be the better for it come August. Like, so it's just a game now, isn't it?
It's Ghana next year.
Ghana. But it's what it is, isn't it? It's kind of football. Like they had the sponsor with the kind of was it Korean?
Nice.
It was quite
nice.
smart. That the numbers on the back and all that. Tottenham's Austin Powers.
Oh,
numbers
that
on the
was
back
good. That actually, I
thought that's all part of it. Like, you know, it's.
Do you know what I couldn't get away with? Like at certain moments in the game, they were playing songs over the speakers. Like the plane races were playing.
Nice one, Cyril, and Hey Jude.
There's a trumpet going off at one point.
Oh, that was nice one.
Did you see the South? I think Adam P might have posted it, to be fair, but you see the South Korean fan club singing and the megaphone thing.
The Dan Burn.
The Dan Burn song.
Unreal.
I don't mind stuff. I just think it's patter.
It's different. It's culturally different as well. There was one before the game. Some lass had a fan with a Mickey Van der Ven, but Mickey with hearts either side in his face. I thought, that's canny. Like it's a
Mickey there.
No, Mickey.
I think you said Mickey as well.
He's gone pet. He's away. But I was a Mickey Van der Ven. Like with all the Sun Young Wins, there was one Mickey Van der Ven.
Mickey Van der Ven.
He's gone up.
He's Mickey, but 6'5".
Van der Ven's probably got a better right foot in front of goal than Mickey as well. Bless him. But that's just it's culture's different. You know, that's part of the thing.
Yeah.
People sneer and turn their nose up and that. Like, but it's what it is.
Yeah. I'm gonna end it. We've got 10 minutes left. I'm gonna end it on the kit. So the green kit.
Yeah.
So I just want to put it out there. I don't hate the kit, right?
I think it's absolutely awful.
Do you? Right. I think once again, you're either one side of the fence with kits, and it tends to be the case. I don't hate it. We've had better, but we've had a lot worse.
Looks like a keeper top.
Well, is that just because it's green? But that's what we're gonna talk about. Actually.
Aye.
So I did a video, and the video that I did last week was only about 6 minutes long, about how it's no coincidence that over the last 3 seasons, since is it 3-4 since a PIF took over?
This is the
October 2021. It was,
wasn't
it?
The fourth.
So fourth season, we have had either an away kit or a third kit that features the color green. I got absolutely roasted.
Again, this is the second video you've mentioned it. You're getting roasted for your videos or just because it's you? Because that's 2 videos now. You said, I got
the videos. No, it was all in that video.
Let's stick your mark or something.
So I was getting absolutely roasted for even having a conversation about why green was featured in the kits. So many people just being completely blind and being like,
is there a reason, Chris?
Like, yes, there is a reason. People saying, well, we had an Asics kit, which is green.
Because the Time Bridge is green.
The Time Bridge is green.
I also think, like, we had an Asics kit, which was green. How many green away kits did we have in the entire decade of the 90s? Maybe that Asics one, and then I think there was a blue one with the green and the orange stripe on it.
Yeah, and the white and green one, the last one,
which was 1990.
No, but I mean, like in the 90s.
That was 1990.
Oh yeah, was that? Oh, with it
basically the one from last season.
Yeah, with the T-Lord.
Yeah.
So in 10 years, you've got 3, and we've got 4 out of 4
consecutive.
Like
seasons,
that's no, but yeah, you're allowed having something green. Like I don't think last season's was sports washing at all. I think it was to capitalize on the new Adidas kits, to capitalize on a retro marketplace, to make loads of money. That's my genuine opinion.
I think it was both.
Yeah, I thought it was a happy coincidence because we're going to pick that one.
Got away with that one.
But like some of them are like absolutely hilarious. This one is a joke. In people can't say it's well, apparently the Tyne Bridge thing is the curve. I didn't realize it was a Tyne Bridge in Leeds because they've got the exact same.
Slightly different, isn't it?
It's exactly the same, but blue.
No, it's slightly different. I don't think they've got the curve.
It's a lot narrower as well. Though.
Yeah.
But
it's very similar. Well, one of the comments I got was saying, "Well, I've gone right the way through the Adidas website, and there's nobody that's got a similar kit or the same kit. So we're not a template, and the designer's created that."
Well, they're all templates, aren't they?
Basically, yeah. But saying the designer made it because it's based on the Tyne Bridge.
It's awful crap. Thick. Like you can't. It's just these are people that like will text back to a Nigerian prince. Like it's just it's just not. Of course, it's sports washing, but like it's up to you whether you're bothered by it. I don't personally give a shit. But but I can acknowledge that it's happening.
There's a conversation there to be had.
Yeah, like it is happening. Whether you care about it happening or not, it's your own prerogative. It's your own opinion. The reason why I care about the kit is because I don't want a shit kit. I also don't like green on a pitch because it sort of just blends in with the rest of the pitch. If you ever played football in green, it's actually quite hard to see your own teammates in it.
You don't get a great many teams wearing green anyway.
That's the reason
it's unusual.
why. Grey,
like
grey and green, they tend not to have them because they blend in with either the crowd or the pitch. So it's a bit of a stitch having it, this colour. But yeah, you don't just have 4 green kits in a row or with the white as well. And we've got the white and green. It's just... It's just
it's mental, you know. And like I said, I got absolutely rinsed in the comments. Like, just there was, I think, X amount of comments. I think there was one that agreed. And the rest, I mean, mama. The rest of them were just
cognitive dissonance.
And I wasn't being a dick, you know. I wasn't being a dick or anything. I was just basically saying, well, like, maybe we should have a conversation about it. And that was it.
It's not a new.
I didn't say it was right if it was wrong.
It's not a new criticism of the kits either. Like, it's something that's been said since that first third kit, the white one with the green accents on it, with the kind of
that was
map of
the worst one.
That was it was
that was carbon copy of Saudi's away
that one,
kit.
Like, but I mean, they all have been. Like I say, even the one last year, the kind of 99-2000 throwback equipment thing. I mean, there's a reason they picked that one.
Yeah,
it contrasts with the home and the away because the red and blue, obviously. But they could have picked the denim one with the blue. You know, they could have picked any amount of shirts. But there's a reason not to pick that one.
Of course it was.
It happens. It's one of my favorite ever. Probably is my favorite away kit of all time. So I was quite happy with it. But it's not a secret. You know, it's not as if
apparently it is.
It's not like we're breaking.
Apparently, it's a really big secret.
It sounds like I'm not criticizing you, but we're not breaking new ground by saying, "Oh, by the way, it's it's everywhere." Everyone, whenever a Newcastle kit, it'll not be long before the home kit's got a green bit. Just the blue accents I got on this one. I wouldn't be surprised to see green in there before too long.
Who do you reckon?
Oh, that's bold. Which ones?
The blue home kit's got the blue.
Yeah,
the piping and stuff.
I've always said I'd actually really like whenever we use blue to use teal because magpies have teal in them.
Yeah,
if that's the color of a magpie, it's black, white, and teal. I think teal would go really nice in instead of blue, with absolutely nothing to do with sports washing. I just think because it's the color of a magpie.
Because it was teal the last year, wasn't it? The
teal's a nice color.
Original stuff and all that. It's a nice color. I like teal.
I'm going to end it on the last one because we've had a donation just before.
Josh.
It's not Josh actually. Josh is not in the comments. I know. So this one is from Insanity.
No.
He's donated £19.99.
That's very generous.
Specific.
It is.
Specific.
Thanks very much. He said, "Hey guys, been a subscriber since 2021." Must be from PIF. You might already spoke about Isak. We'll have me. But he says, "But I am late to the stream. What's your opinion on him? Personally, I want him gone. I get wanting a bigger club, but he's a rat to me. Love the channel."
That wasn't Insanity that put that back up the banner in James's, was it? You hate him, don't you?
The more goes on, I can't. And do you know what it is? As a football fan, unbelievably fickle. Like, a couple of games in the season, you could bang in X amount of goals, and I'll be, I love you. Like, you're the best. We're good. Well, if he stays, he's going to get a new contract. He's probably going to have a release clause at the end of that. But I just think right now it's kind of unforgivable the way he's gone about it.
Unforgivable is a harsh word, but I do think he's a bit of a prick. I just think he's immature, greedy, selfish.
Badly advised as well.
But poorly advised. He keeps the wrong counsel, and he's being a bit. I don't think he is a prick. I think there's a difference between being a prick and just like you're being a bit of a prick. You know what I mean? We can all be a dick sometimes.
Yeah.
But we're supposed to actually just
like me when I'm doing Saudi videos.
Yeah, exactly. You should be ashamed of yourself, Chris. I think it's a case of that. He's let himself down, and I definitely think there's a way back. But he's got to do it the right way. I think.
Do you think he regret this now? The way he's handled it.
Oh, 100%.
I think he'd be quite contrite. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in a bit cap in hand with Eddie tomorrow, Wednesday, whatever it is.
Between his legs.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You'll be sheepish, going into Eddie Howe staring you down. Jason Tyndall.
Imagine both of them just sat behind a desk.
Yeah, you'll be
human.
It's like that scene of Step Brothers where they go for the interview. It's just Eddie Howe. Well, hello. It's just like I said before. I think the players that he has to face as well, that's going to be a challenge for him as well.
He's just got to get those apologies, get the apologies flowing, get the bit of transparency, because he's not helping himself by not coming out and saying anything.
Yeah,
really.
players don't know, do they?
Nah, like advised not to take the fifth.
It's the same with Wissa at Brentford. He's not. I've not seen any direct quotes attributed to him to say what he's. It's all been like, his agent says.
Yeah.
So it's par for the course.
And that's the thing. We like the absolute hypocrisy of it all is that Wissa's doing the same thing, and people are like, I'm gonna sign him now.
Yeah,
I suppose. Well, I don't think it's from a fan's point of view. Like the way Wissa's done about it, he's been a tit as well. He's been an absolute prick.
Apparently, he was promised last season that they'd let him go. I think for him, it's because he's 29 and soon December.
Yeah, coming up that way. Yeah.
He's got one more shot at a big contract, and he's only getting it if he's the right side of 30. And I think if we did get him, there'd be no danger of this ever happening, because no way a player, let's say we got him on a 3 or 4 year deal. There's no 33-year-old, 32, 34-year-old in world football of Wissa's quality going on strike to get a bigger move.
No.
Like, it's just not happening. So I think in terms of us having fears of his conduct when he's here, I don't think we've really got those, but he is being disrespectful to the Brentford fans, I suppose.
I think one thing that I want to see disappear at the end of this is Fabrizio Romano.
I can't stand him, mate. I blocked him over a year ago.
Of saying it. I'm sick of it.
He's
twerking for Liverpool now, like
100%. He's blue tick warrior. Since blue ticks have come in and been monetized now, you see it with Ornstein, you see it with other people where they've got to get as much content out there as possible instead of quality content. I think his role is as a disruptor. I think he's pally with the agents for a reason, so they keep him in the loop to keep on being a disruptor. I think with the way he is on Twitter and social media and all these different things, he is a big driver of inflated wages in a way, because he's getting people involved in the bloody transfer wars. Yeah. But also just when you see him on videos, the way he comes across, arrogant, chauvinistic, completely lacks humility. Yeah, I just think honestly, I think he's an arsehole.
I don't think I've ever seen him in a video before.
Yeah, like
actually,
he's got his own YouTube channel now, hasn't
he? I don't. Yeah. Again, I ignore him as best I can, but he's everywhere. He's on FIFA and stuff like that now as well. Like he's become part of the.
I tell you who he is. He's Salt Bae, the football world.
That's a good comparison.
I'll try to work it out on the way here. I was going to say like an Indicala.
Oh, he's just I think he's an Indian kid that works in Burger King.
He's still around. Do you know what it is? I think he's got a couple of things right this transfer window. Only time.
Broken clock twice a day.
Exactly. But it's you know what it is? It's one of the most frustrating things about social media these days. It was always going down the pan anyway. But the fact that, like you said, the engagement is now farming for interactions, getting paid money. Somebody had what's it called, Grok or something, that AI which is on Twitter, Grok or something. Somebody had said, what does Romano make of his tweets on a daily basis? And there was thousands,
Even look, not to name names, I throw people under the bus, but we've seen journalists today, instead of just retweeting colleagues' work, write the same thing again to quote tweet it to get money from it.
Yeah,
like it's a problem. And I think they're making the money now, but it'll just eat itself like everything else. People just start going, I'm absolutely sick to death of this. Start blocking. I've started blocking loads of them because I'm just sick of it. And it's not good for, I know it's stupid to say, but it's no like mental fitness, that people have real problems. But Newcastle fans are really passionate about football and do lock in their own mental well-being into the football club.
Yeah.
And having people just go up and down and all around and all this sort of stuff does get people down. Just get away from it. Like, you don't have to get rid of social media entirely, but like say grifters, just block them.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing quite a lot recently.
I'm a muter rather than a blocker. I take a subtle approach. Like
lurking in the shadows on you.
Well, there is that. Like, I'm incorporating.
You're muted and you won't be able to see this.
Exactly.
But I'd rather mute, because if you block someone, then people see that as a.
It's like a merit. Yeah.
Aye. But it's definitely it cheapens the kind of discourse around it massively, and it's been happening for years. Like even like stuff like the Chronicles 5 Things We Learned and stuff like that, and just really low quality shit. And I feel sorry. There's some really good writers.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. There's some crap ones as well, but there's some really good writers whose stuff kind of gets buried in amongst stuff like that. Like Mark Douglas, when he was at the Chronicle, I thought happened. The Journal, sorry, it happened with him quite a bit, where he had to write like, and it was just really crap. Like the copy was all right, but what you've got to read it on and what you've got to get through to get there, and it's just an extension of that for me. The kind of fight for clicks and for your attention.
Turning off your cookies manually for 923 vendors.
Oh, it's
we'll never get a Robinho to Man City moment again.
No.
What a time to be alive that was.
I'm going to end it there, boys. Thanks to everybody who has joined us in the stream tonight. There's been almost 300 throughout this one. Like the video, become a subscriber. It costs you nothing to do that. If you do want to give an extra bit back, it is just $2.99 a month to become a member. You get access to early videos like the Saudi kit one, which doesn't exist.
Did you?
No, it's there. It's gone out to everybody now. That's when the abuse came. The members were nice. I've lost where I am. You get access to the Telegram group as well. But we'll see you next time. Ta-ra.